welcome to a new feature here on 97.9 Light FM and Lone Star 92, brought to you by M&W Hot Oil Company, and it's our Peace Officer of the Month. We would like to take time to recognize the men and women who sacrifice not only their time but their lives to defend us, to protect us, and to provide service to our community. So it's a small way for us to give back. This month, we have chosen Officer Blandford of the Midland Police Department in honor for his service and commitment to our community. Now, Officer Blandford, you've been with the Midland Police Department for 3 years, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what made you want to get into police work?
My dad was a cop in San Antonio, and it's just something I always wanted to do.
What would you say is your favorite part of being a police officer?
Favorite part of being a police officer is being able to help people, being able to see somebody who looks at you like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. And then when you're done with them, their demeanor, their face, their actions, everything's completely different. They feel like they've been helped, been saved in a way.
Well, speaking of helping, I've heard that you are pretty good at changing tires.
Recently there was a Facebook post of Officer Blandford changing a tire for a motorist on the loop. And, that really says a lot about him. We always hope that an officer in that position, wouldn't drive by, and obviously Officer Blandford did not. He stopped and rendered assistance to the motorist, changed the tire, and of course, that really got a lot of positive comments for Officer Blandford in the department, deservingly so. He did a great job, and he is just a steady, good performer. He does his work well, serves the citizens well, represents the department in a very professional manner, no matter what he does. And I'm sure proud to have him here as an officer and a member of the department. For
Peace Officer of the Month, they are nominated by their organization that they work with, whether it be the PD or the Sheriff's Office. And Chief Robinson filled us in on a little story about you were called out to Walmart one night for a juvenile who had stolen a pair of shoes. And in this process, you assessed the scene, obviously, and the culprit, so to speak. And the young man was wearing he'd stolen a pair of shoes, and he was wearing a pair of girls' shoes because those were the only shoes that would fit him. They were his sister's shoes. And not only did you teach this young man a lesson, but you also bought the child a pair of shoes.
Yes, ma'am. When I showed up, it was young teen. He actually had a pair of socks on. He didn't have shoes on because he left shoes in the back in the shoe area. And when I had inquired him on why he was wearing socks and wasn't wearing any shoes, where his shoes were, that's when he told me that there was his little sister's shoes, that he didn't have any, and he was also stealing 4, I believe they were sodas at the time. And I asked him what the deal was with the sodas, and he said that he was taking them home for him and for his sisters. And so his theft seemed not as much of yes, it is a crime, but it wasn't out of self-benefit. It was also just self-survival. Yeah, preservation. Yeah, it was about 100 degrees that day, and so I don't want the kid going home barefooted. And I looked at the value of the shoes, and he could have taken some high-end, high-dollar pair of shoes, but he just grabbed a pair of shoes that fit, and that were boy shoes. And so, yeah.
I always try to, in radio, we always try to promote the fact of do something for someone else. And you are the picture of that. You're the poster of that. You've gone above and beyond to not only put your life on the line, but to take out of your own pocket and your own time to do for other people. And so that's why you are our Peace Officer of the Month. We would like to award you a gift certificate to Clear Springs Cafe. For you to take your family and enjoy, and we appreciate your service.
Thank you. It's an honor.